Hello there. If you've been following my channel for a while, and I hope you have, I have 410 subscribers now, although unfortunately they don't all watch every video. But it's good to see that some of the stuff I'm doing is getting out there and maybe helping people, maybe showing people different things. Well, normally I go for rather higher end tools, but I just happened to be shopping with the wife on the weekend, and I spotted these few things in a little family run cheap shop with lots of junk, and yeah, there was a few things there that caught my eye. Now, I've recently done some renovating in the house, and I had one of these sliding bevels that was my father's, but I do not know where it's gone. I'm a bit upset about losing it, to be honest, because I don't have a lot of Dad's tools. He passed in 2006. I kept what I could, but yeah, these things are very, very handy. They are for finding an angle, so if you need to cut something, you can, this is probably not the best example, but you just figure out the angle there, tighten the screw down, and then you can use that to set the blade on your saw. So yeah, that was something I could have used when I was cutting. There was a bit of an angle part, and I had to cut some skirting boards. And yeah, that's only a cheap thing. It's plastic there with a fairly crappy metal blade, but for what I want to do, it's going to be fine as long as it holds that angle. So yeah, that's an interesting thing. And yeah, I see a lot of people go, oh yeah, if you buy this rubbish from China, then you're not going to buy the real ones. I kind of look at the other way, that we'll take for example these next ones. These are the flush side cutters. Now these are big at the moment, everyone's got them, everyone seems to think that it's absolutely necessary to have a pair of these to cut your cable ties off nice and flush. So whilst I do like the idea, there's no way I'm paying Knipex or Snap-on prices. As you can see, the Snap-on are very expensive, not necessary for me. The Knipex a little bit better. I'd also look at the Milwaukee and the Klein. So this was $4.50. If I like it and I use it to death, then I will go, well yes, I do need to buy a better one, and then I will probably go and buy the Knipex. Because I do like good tools, but when you're cutting cable ties, for goodness sake, there's not, you know, it's not like I need to spend $50 to do that. However, as I say, if it got to the point where I did, I certainly would. Now the last thing we have here are these wire brushes. These are always handy. I have a few of these, but the other day I needed some of these smaller ones, didn't have them. I changed the brake rotors over in the car, and I needed to clean the hubs. I used a bigger one than this, but a little one like this would have been fine. So, you know, I've solved a few problems, fixed a few issues here. I've spent $4 on the wire brushes, $4.50 on the side cutters, and $3.50 on the angle piece. Now, for your Americans, you can just about halve that, and the Pommies as well, you can just about halve that to get your prices. So yes, these are cheap tools. Do I think they'll do the job? Well, yeah. When the angle finder's only got to get tight enough to hold its angle when it's being carried from wherever it is to wherever you're going. You know, if you have a larger angle, you can always come from there. So yeah, it's that one slips back in there like that. So I think it's all right. I will give them all a try. If they're absolutely rubbish, well, I'll do another video saying they're absolutely rubbish, but I don't think they're going to be that bad. I mean, that's that looks exactly the same as any other brand. You can sort of see that it's made of spring steel. So yes, use safety glasses. Lucky I'm always wearing glasses. But anyway, they're just a few little things I got. And yeah, I might just give the angle finder a go on the saw and see if I can use it to line that up, and we'll see how it works out. So here we have the angle set up on the angle guide. Now we know that the saw cuts down the center of that slot there. So one way you can do it is to use the guide to line the angle up like that. Or the other way, of course, is just to mark your board with the angle guide and then line it up to that line. So yeah, like I say, as long as that does up tight enough to maintain its angle when it's being carried from wherever to wherever, and while you're setting the saw up, that's all it really needs to do. So yeah, I would still really like to find my father's one, which I'm sure is somewhere here, but I have been unable to find it at the moment. We have just moved house, so maybe it's hidden somewhere. There's a few other things I can't find, so you just never know. But yeah, anyway, I think it'll do the job. Okay, so I was just having another look in my measuring drawer to see if I could find my old angle finder, and it was not there. I didn't really think it would be there, but you never know your luck. But I did find this lovely old Silex square. So I thought, what a good chance to try out the wire brushes. As you can see, it's made a great difference to that just from the start. But let me go and throw it in the vise and do this properly, and then I'll bring it back and show you. So hopefully you can see that, the difference between that side, which is the one I've just wire brushed, and that side which hasn't been touched. Be interesting to see if I put this side in the sandblaster. I think I'll probably do a better job. It's still pretty fiddly getting in here. There's a lot of small lines and areas, so but yeah, for what I've spent on them, it's done a good job. It didn't seem to fly apart. It's done a fairly good job of cleaning that, so yeah, pretty happy with that.